Hi there, everyone. Rob here with another Western Pacific weather update. It's currently the 6th of May 2012, and out here in the Western Pacific today we are still watching an area of low pressure push away from Japan here, and behind it a weak low is spinning up just west of Honshu, bringing some rain shower activity towards the western coast and also some gusty winds, but for the most part does look like a much fairer day for your Sunday out across most of Japan. Out towards the west, though, ushering in behind us is some yellow sand. And this is actually typically a sign of spring for much of the north here, as these areas of low pressures continue to run through. They often kick up the sand out of the Gobi Desert and push it off towards the east. And if you can look closely on this satellite analysis, you can see some of these brownish areas over the Yellow Sea here, as indicating the yellow sand that's actually pushing across here. So if anybody has any respiratory issues out here, please do take proper precautions and also slow down on some of the highways if you do see your visibility being reduced. But that's what's really going on here in the north. You have that low over Japan, behind it the high ridging in. You do see some rain showers there down towards southeastern China. Actually, upwards of 130 millimeters was recorded here right just northeast of Hong Kong in the Guangdong province in the last 24 hours. So some very heavy rainfall taking place. But also, let's look a little bit farther towards the south here in the tropics, because we actually have two invest areas and another area actually over the Gulf of Thailand, and that's where I want to take your attention. First here in the tropics, and why? Well, it does look like it has a lot of convection with it. Some circulation actually spinning out of this right now as it slowly pushes off towards the north. And actually you can kind of see that counterclockwise circulation right in here. And what that's going to be bringing is some heavy rainfall out there towards the western coast of Thailand, but also extending down towards the Malaysian peninsula due to some outflow from this very weak area. You could also be seeing some heavy rainfall. And if we just look at the totals over the past 24 hours, it does demonstrate the high amount of energy coming out of this area here. And let's just check some of these out. Look, 55 millimeters. Typically all these are above 50 millimeters, but some of them are actually up into the 70s and 80s here in and around Bangkok. There's one at 75 millimeters. And if we look down towards the south along the eastern coast of Malaysia, also another 75 millimeters. So lots and lots of rainfall currently occurring in and around this area. This is going to be bringing the risk of flash floods, definitely in some low-lying areas here, and also the risk of landslides into the interior on the higher elevation. So a dangerous situation. If anybody does have any reports coming in and around of Thailand, Malaysia, even up towards Cambodia, please send them to us here at westernpacificweather.com. We'll try to work them into our next update. And here's just another look at the rainfall totals into the next 72 hours. This is by the GFS model outlook for rainfall accumulation. And you do see over Thailand and Cambodia here, lots of those areas in the dark purples, up to 200 millimeters. Here in southeastern China, though, we were talking about that area. That's really just the stationary boundary that often forms this time of year. This is called the Mayu boundary, and it really is just the rainy season starting to kick up in this area. But let's also take our attention to the south, and you look at this area right here just south of the equator, and you see some rotation in here, actually clockwise rotation. That's what happens to the low pressures areas south of the equator, if anybody's not really too comfortable or familiar with the weather in the southern hemisphere. But what this is indicating is the potential of another low developing here. Now JTWC has deemed this Invest 94 Sierra, or 94S for south, and although Australia Bureau of Meteorology still has not quite picked up on it, and if we do look at their forecast map for the next several, we do see no indication of a low pressure area in the tropics, but you do see some rainfall pushing across the top end here, at least going in the Wednesday, and then in the Thursday a little bit of troughing actually being indicated on the isobars, but nothing significant whatsoever. If anything, these low pressure areas running along the bottom here across the bight, those are more potent at this time. But please check in with France's update that was posted earlier today on the 6th of May for more information on this invest. There's plenty of information there on the details of what exactly is occurring with it. But let's look at the forecast throughout your week here. And now Sunday going into Monday, that low pressure area pushing away from Japan brings much fairer weather actually for the first part of the week down in the tropics, though weather does remain rather benign. We still see all those tropical thunderstorms blowing up across much of the Malaysian Peninsula, extending over towards the Philippines, but nothing really significant in the forecast as far as developing low pressure systems, including the invest that's down there right now. But check this out, though. We do have that stationary boundary in the south portions of China, and that does look like by the latter part of this week it will be bringing some thunderstorm activity with frequent lightning. So please be on guard for that, especially going into your Thursday and then into Friday. But elsewhere, does remain rather quiet. The north, you do see a weak area of low pressure blowing through the eastern portions of Japan throughout the latter part of your week. Nothing too significant out of this area, at least at the model outlook at this time. But that is all for right now, everybody. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, as always, please post them in the comment box below, or you can go to our website, and we do have a new shout box, and also at the forum, plenty of information flowing through there. So thanks again for watching, everybody. Stay safe out there. Have a great day.